Unreal. You know, if we didn't have bad luck, I'd swear we'd have no luck at all. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shifty's 49ers Talk. In this video, we're going to talk about, of course, the Jimmy Garoppolo injury. It's official. He's done for the year with a foot injury, broken foot. Not good, but before we get into the video, I do want to talk about something that's amazing and that's great, and that's the huge support from all of you guys in today's stream. By far, my most successful stream to date. Whole bunch of subscribers, and a huge shout out to all of you because we hit our huge target, our huge milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. I had so much fun streaming the game. It was a great game to stream, really back and forth, up and down. But thank you so much for all the support. Means the world to me. And now coming up next, we're going to have the video talking about Jimmy Garoppolo's injury and then where the 49ers go from here with a guy like Brock Purdy. In the first quarter against the Miami Dolphins, Jimmy Garoppolo broke his foot. A couple of Miami defenders basically rolled up on his ankle, led to a broken foot. Jimmy hopped to the sideline, went into the blue tent, onto the cart, into the locker room, and he was basically ruled out of the game within maybe 30 minutes or so, and you knew that was not a good sign. Then, in Kyle Shanahan's post-game press conference, he announced Jimmy Garoppolo will have foot surgery and his season is done. And just a roller coaster of emotions. The 49ers get a big win against a good Miami Dolphin team, but you lose Jimmy Garoppolo for the year. And before we get into the talk about Brock Purdy, let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit more. So statistically, at least, Jimmy Garoppolo is having his best year as a San Francisco 49er, best year as a professional football player. You know, you could argue that he maybe played better in 2019, but I thought Garoppolo, especially the last 4 or 5 games, playing really good football with the 49ers. And now, of course, he's done for the year. When you look at Garoppolo and what he brings to the 49ers, look, he has his flaws. He's far from perfect. I'm not saying he's elite. But one of the big benefits that Garoppolo has over, let's say, a guy like Brock Purdy comes down to his experience. Jimmy Garoppolo has been with the 49ers since 2017, been with Kyle Shanahan since 2017, basically has a grasp of the entire offense, really allows Shanahan to do almost whatever he wants with the playbook. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to know how to execute it, and that's going to be a huge thing moving forward through the rest of the regular season and into the playoffs, is how can the 49ers adjust from there. Niners, really Jimmy Garoppolo, one of those guys where, yes, he has his awful moments. We've all seen him, especially in critical moments, but he also gives the Niners so much flexibility, and we saw the offense was getting into a pretty darn good rhythm. Maybe before the Saints game, but overall, it's a huge loss for the 49ers, whatever way you shake it up. And I do want to say one quick thing. If anyone out there is celebrating Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt, then just forget about it. You're not a Niner fan. Get the hell out of here. I don't want you part of the community because that's just, you never wish for anyone to get hurt. That is absolutely ridiculous. But now, want to say for Jimmy Garoppolo, wherever he is next season, maybe back with the 49ers, there was reports he might be coming back next season. Wherever he goes, best of luck to Jimmy Garoppolo, because with all his flaws, and he has a number of them on the football field, Jimmy Garoppolo has been a class act for the 49ers. I think he's been just a great 49er, not necessarily on the field, but off the field, locker room presence. Really impressed with Garoppolo, and best of luck going forward, whether he's with the 49ers or not. Now, coming up next, let's talk about Brock Purdy and the 49ers moving forward. Now, my MVP of the game was Brock Purdy. You could definitely argue Nick Bosa, 3 sacks, forced fumble that essentially ended the game, but you gotta give it to Brock Purdy. Rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, and he comes out and has that game. 25 for 37, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And with the interception, think of it more as a glorified punt. And the throw could have been better, but ultimately in the context of the actual throw and the interception, it really wasn't that bad. So I'm not going to fault him too much for that. So let's talk about Brock Purdy and how he did against Miami. Ultimately, you have to say, and you have to come away with being impressed with him. Now, if we look at things that he can improve on, and there are definitely some of those things, which is natural for a rookie quarterback, let alone a end of the 7th round rookie quarterback. Some throws were not great. Looking for Brandon Ayuk down the field, maybe 15, 20 yards down the field, way overthrew him. On a 3rd down, looking for Jawan Jennings, possible miscommunication there, not great. Also on a play action rollout, looking for Debo, basically threw it about 3 yards before his feet. Debo couldn't do anything with that. And also, in the pocket, definitely struggled a little bit, didn't always look super comfortable, wasn't really sure where or when he should break out of the pocket, and that led to a couple of sacks, and especially in some pretty key moments. Luckily, he was able to hold on to the ball, didn't fumble it. We've seen Garoppolo do that a number of times, but Purdy able to hold on to the ball, and ultimately led the 49ers to some really, really big plays and a big win over the Miami Dolphins. Now, if we want to talk about some of the positives with Brock Purdy, I want to say, and a huge thing to me that was just so impressive is his just mastery of the offense. Now, I'm not going to say he knows it inside out. We did have to call 2 timeouts because really couldn't get the play called in time. But when you look at him, Shanahan was really dialing up a whole bunch of different plays. And what I liked a lot too is that Shanahan put so much confidence in Brock Purdy being able to make plays in key situations. 4th down, we went for it, we throw it. 3rd downs, we're throwing it. A lot of times, and we've seen Shanahan do this in the past. Think back to last year at Arizona with Trey Lance. You could tell he maybe wasn't super confident in Trey Lance. But this year, Brock Purdy actually had the confidence to allow him to make plays. And that's what I was loving in the whole thing. Now, the play calling by Kyle Shanahan really helped out Brock Purdy. When you look at his 2 touchdown passes, the first one to use check, wide open, on the flat, bam, easy. You look at the 2nd touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey, wide open, walks in for the touchdown. But there were so many impressive throws from Brock Purdy that honestly reminded me of Jimmy Garoppolo. There was a really great pass to Deebo Samuel and threaded the needle right between 2 defenders. Awesome throw right there. Really could have had another touchdown throw to Christian McCaffrey on the play prior to McCaffrey's touchdown. McCaffrey dropped it. But overall, Brock Purdy, I think he looked a lot better than what I would have expected coming into this game. And that actually leaves me with some confidence moving forward. Look, 99 times out of 100, if your team is on to the 3rd quarterback, season done, season over. However, Niners defense, the best in the league, and I really don't think it's all that close. Let's give some huge props to the 49ers defense, really shutting down the Dolphins all game long, with the exception of 2 plays. The defense was phenomenal, and then they really were able to finish the game, seal the game with the strip sack by Nick Bosa, return for a touchdown by Dre Greenlaw. But overall, when I look at this video, I want to say, moving forward, the Niners are going to have to really have an effective run game if they want to have success with Brock Purdy. Defenses and defensive coaches are going to adjust to what the 49ers do with Brock Purdy. So being able to basically run the ball, put Purdy into good situations, which allows the 49ers to open up the playbook, is going to be key going forward, of course. And at the end of the day, the strength of this team is going to be the defense. We're going to need that defense to essentially carry us. We can't put the game onto Brock Purdy's shoulders. That would not be fair of him, but he does need to make key plays. And that's the big thing compared to a guy like Garoppolo. If you look at Garoppolo, I thought he was playing well for us this year. I thought overall with the 49ers, he's played pretty well. But Garoppolo definitely has a tendency to kind of blow it in the big key situations. We saw it in the playoffs last year. 4th quarter interception against Dallas. The interception against the Packers before halftime. We saw against the Rams down the stretch, couldn't really get anything going. If Brock Purdy can take care of the ball, get the ball into the hands of playmakers, and make the throws that he made today under duress, I think that the Niners are still in pretty darn good position. Now, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. It was one game, and yes, I think the Niners would have a much better chance of the Super Bowl with Garoppolo over Purdy, but really, I think Purdy is looking pretty solid. We'll have to see who the 49ers look to bring in to back him up. Right now on the roster, you have Jacob Eason. We'll probably look to bring back Kurt Benkert. Maybe we'll take a quarterback from another team's practice squad. We'll see. That remains to be seen, but ultimately, I still think this season we have promise. We're 8-4, top of the division. I think we have a relatively winnable game next Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially when you factor in Tampa Bay playing Monday night, then traveling all the way across the country then to play San Francisco. But all over, guys, look, I just want to say that the 49ers are still in good hands. We have to trust Kyle Shanahan. We know we can trust the defense. The special teams looked pretty darn good today as well, but I do want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments about Brock Purdy, how he looked today, how you think he's going to do moving forward. If you have any words for Jimmy Garoppolo, drop those in the comments too. But I just want to say again, a huge thank you to everyone who attended the stream today, who's really helped make this channel and this growing community just is what it is. And it's just so much fun, a lot of great football discussion, and I just couldn't ask for anything more. So thank you very much, you guys. I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You know I'm going to say two things right now. The butt counts. I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side.